Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Suhaima. I am studying in grade 10. Today I am going to give a seminar on food security. It's a social topic. Food security. So in this intro we are going to learn first introduction. When the pre-independent India was there was scarcity of food. There was means food was not available. In pre-independent India, so pre-independent India was having food security, scarcity of food they were having when the India was pre-independent. And next is Bengal famine. Famine means the people who are hunger. In that Great Bengal famine, it started before India's independence. Great Bengal famine. Famine is the people who is in hunger, who don't have sufficient amount of food. This Great Bengal famine started before the India was in independence. So in this chapter we are going to learn about ration shops also. Ration shops. What are ration shops? In less amount we will get food. Less price we can say. Less price. In less price we will get the food. Price or income we will get the food in the ration shops. Who are poor or low medium class, they will go here and buy the food grains in lower price. Uh, next is the Anganwadis. What are Anganwadis? The people, the young children who are taken care. Okay, who are taken care. The young children who the parents would be too busy in work, so what they will do, they will put in the centers of Anganwadis to so that the children can be taken care, right? So Anganwadis are the centers where the children are taken care. Okay, next is midday meals. Midday meals, what are midday meals? Especially in schools, it will be, right. Like in government schools, we can take midday meals. What is midday meal? Uh, they will give food free of cost in schools, government schools. They will give food for eating free of cost. Like government school people will eat that, or who are low income people, in government schools they will give midday meal program for the students who can't who don't have money to buy food, so they will give midday meal program for eating. And next is uh, in this first section we are going to learn about issue of production, issue of the production and availability of food. We are going to learn about what are the issues of the production, how by the how many issues we faced when we were when the food was when the food was produced, and availability of food we will check in the first section of the food. And in second section we will ensure that the food which is available, right, it is going to other people or not. We will ensure that the food is going to the other people or not. Ensuring, we will do ensure that availability of food going to the people, of food going to the people. And in last section we are going to learn about nutrition levels. Okay, proteins, vitamins, carbohydrates. Okay, we'll learn about that in third section. What we'll learn? Nutrition levels. Okay, then next our first topic is food security in country. Food security in the country. So, here we are going to learn increase of food grain production. Main thing, food grain increase. This sign is for increase. Okay, food grain production. Food grain production. Okay, we'll learn about this. Food security in country. In that subtopic, food grain production. Sufficient amount of food grain is important requirement. As we all know, the sufficient amount of food grain is important, right? So what we can write? Sufficient means adequate amount of food is a important main point, right? So sufficient amount of food grain important requirement. Important requirement. It is very important to have sufficient food, right? So what we are writing is sufficient amount of food is important, is an important requirement. In the area which where we will put fields, that area of cultivation is roughly unchanged. Area of cultivation is roughly unchanged. Cultivation roughly unchanged. Roughly unchanged means it is very bad. The situation is very worse in that area of cultivation. So, because yield, for this roughly unchanged, yield is a crucial variable. Yield is a crucial variable. And necessary inputs should be taken to remove this roughly areas cultivation is roughly unchanged, so necessary input should be taken. Necessary inputs. Necessary inputs in the sense we have to irrigate the fields, crops to make it better growth, right? Next, expand irrigation. As I told, we have to put adequate amount of water in the plants to expand. We have to do expand. We have to enlarge the irrigation. Expand it, okay? Expand irrigation should be taken. Okay, and water harvesting and crop rotation to increase the crop to increase the growth of crop. We have to do water harvesting, and these are two ways. Okay, water harvesting and crop rotation. Harvesting and crop rotation. Okay, and rice and wheat are cultivated in India. Okay, rice and wheat are cultivated in India. Okay, these two main products are cultivated in India. Rice, food is, and wheat is cultivated in India. And intensive and unscientific application. What are intensive? So intensive amount, intensive and scientific application. Scientific, not scientific application. It's not what is unscientific application? Chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Okay, insecticides. Okay, intensive and scientific application is what? Chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Chemical fertilizers and insecticides. Insecticides are nothing but it is used to kill the insects. Okay, and chemical fertilizers are made by chemical. And this chemical fertilizer and insecticide will cause what? Soil degradation. Soil degradation means soil will not be in a moisture form, we can tell. And depletion of groundwater resources will take place. What will happen? Depletion of water resources. Of groundwater resources. Because depletion means low, less wait. Depletion of groundwater resources means there will be less groundwater resources. Okay, and the next topic is availability of food grains. Okay, availability of food grains. So availability of food grains. First requirement in our country is that we are able to produce food grains. Alhamdulillah. Country we are able to produce food grains. At least we are able to produce food grains. First requirement, we are able to produce the food grains. Okay, and there is a formula. Okay, availability of food grain in a year by equals to production of food grains in an year plus net imports change stocks. So, what is that formula? Availability of the food grains for per person. Grains. No, in a year. Okay, in a year equals to the production of fruit grains. Food grain plus net imports. And change in stocks. So what is this formula? Availability of the food grain in an year equals to production of food grains plus net imports and change in stocks. Means what are they are saying? Availability in an year equals to production of food grains plus production of food grains plus net imports means exports means sending out of the country. Net imports means not sending the food outside of the country means import not exporting it minus change in stocks means
Imports.
imports
It's okay. Don't stop. The video should not stop.
minus change in stocks means government stocks should be changed. Next is for availability of food grains per person per day. Availability of food grains per person per day. Per day per day equals to availability of food grains divided by availability of food grains divided by 365 365 or population. Okay, so here availability of food grain per person means each day equals to availability of food grains divided by we have to do how much availability of food grain divided by 365 or the population. Okay, then next imports way can increase the availability of food. Imports way can increase the availability of food grains.
You're not supposed to pause.
Import way will increase the availability of food grains. Means import way means sending the food one state to another state can increase the availability of the food inside the country only. And another change could be done. The government stocks should be changed. Another change is the government stocks should be changed. There should be good quality of good types of stocks that who are selling that grains. The stocks should be good in good quality. And many believe coarse grains as inferior grains. Many of the people believe that coarse grains coarse grains as inferior grade. Coarse cereals as inferior grade. Means they will think that it's a many people think this coarse grains as very unhealthy. It is very bad for our health, but what it is in fact or reality what it is, this coarse grains are very helpful for our body. They are very highly nutritional, but many people thinks that it's very unhealthy, very bad for our health, but what is reality, it's very healthy and nutritious. It's very healthy, and it's staple diet for the people who will stay in dry land. Staple diet means the people who will live in dry land, right? They will get somewhat hydrated or good. They will get good feeling if they are eating these cereals in a dry land. So many people believe this as coarse cereals as inferior grains, and these are called coarse grains. Okay. Many people think it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. But what is reality? It's very healthy, but they are very wholesome grains and highly nutritious. Grains and highly nutritious. Highly nutritious. And what I told, stable diet for the people who will live in dry land. Stable diet for the people who will live in dry land areas. Indian household got labor force, like Indian households got labor force cereals came in colonial rulers. Like labor force cereals are nothing but this for cereals only, but in Indian household world it came during the colonial rulers, and the Indian people preferred the white color rice and wheat. They preferred white color rice and wheat, and they looked down for the local food and cultural practices. Local food mean in the sense uh, their street foods, what we can say, uh, local food in the sense street foods, or cultural practices in the sense uh, religion practices, which culture they are doing. Okay, so in Indian households they they got labor force in colonial rule. In the time of colonial rulers, so what they preferred, white grains, white rice and wheat. They preferred white rice and wheat. And everyone preferred to call this coarse grains or label coarse grains as preferred to call as nutri cereals, because they are nutritional, highly nutritious and wholesome grains, right? So everyone preferred to call this coarse grains as nutri cereals. Next topic is availability of other food items. Availability of other food items. Other food items. Consumers are the members who will consume food, or uh, who we all are consumers. So diverse, what consumers will have diverse food basket and balanced that consumers should have. What they will have? Consumers will have diverse diverse food basket, and balanced diet they will have. They will eat in balance amount, adequate. They will have balanced diet. We can tell balanced diet. And farmers producing food grains, right? The farmers who will produce food grains in crops or agricultural fields, right? They can go for crop diversification. Farmers producing the food grains can go for crop diversification. Why they can go for this crop diversification? So that they can increase their to increase their income, to get high wages. They can go for crop diversification. Many farmers pay attention in allied activities. Farmers pay attention in allied activities. In the allied activities. Allied activities, many farmers will pay attention, and nutritionists told that India should eat only 130 amount of veggies and 120 amount of grams of fruits. What nutritionists told that India should only eat 130 grams of vegetables and 120 grams of fruits. Nutritionists told. Indian people should have 130 grams of veggies and 120 grams of fruits. But per person, each person availability of food is only 120, 180 and 58 grams. Per person, each person availability of food is only 180 and 58 grams. 180 grams and 58. Each person availability of food is only 180 and 58 grams. So this video will be